Hello everyone, I'm hoping you're all doing well. In this video I want to take a few minutes to talk about underweight discus fish and skinny discus disease. Discus skinny disease, or just wasting syndrome, or whatever it may be called elsewhere. It's a problem, it's an issue that can be a common occurrence in discus. They are generally slower eaters and can be easily overcompeted by other faster swimming fish. This tank now probably have about 10 discus in there, and I think I have probably about 6 or so in other separate tanks that I'm keeping, about 2 in per 20 gallon or 2 per 10 gallon tanks, just to feed them a little bit more. This tank, guys, I usually keep overcrowded. Had a lot of other faster swimming fish. These are very common, and by far not all of the signs that your fish may be feeling sick. People often ask me, how do you know the fish is sick? People do not get fish. I said, generally, you know. One of the things to keep in mind is, in my area of work, once a person comes to my emergency room, you would say the patient is AMS, or altered mental status. What you're looking at coming out of the fish mouth is actually a tapeworm. And you can see another one coming out of the backside there. You can have these look like multiple. They can be quite in length. And I would tell you some interesting facts about tapeworms in humans and other animals, but I had one fish one time pass one tapeworm, and that one released it. Tapeworm in humans and any other animal can cause quite a havoc. They can be quite long. They're flatworms and they're segmented. So they break off segment, and in the segment they can have multiple eggs, and sometimes they're difficult to clear. This particular fish that I just pointed to back there, that little orange one, he was very thin, and I thought he was probably not going to survive. So I had him separated out maybe 2 months, fed him frequently, a lot of protein, live foods, and he actually did quite well. He's out there with the rest of them. Of course, he's being bullied because he's the smaller one in the group there, as you see him. The other 2 fish, that one that is chasing him now, and the yellow one behind it, there are 2 new fish that were just, that one little one there, that 2 new fish that were just completed quarantine of about 6 weeks. That yellow one and the blue one, those are the 2 larger ones, and they're certainly the most the dominant ones there. Going back to the tapeworms, let's say for example on a human being, overall the length of the intestine is anywhere between, human intestine, from the mouth down to the end, it could be anywhere between 22 to 30 feet, average of about 26 feet long. That's a lot of footage for intestines, okay? Now that's about 6.7 meters to 9.1 meter, and if you want to do metrics. Now the worms, they can reach from 15 to 30 feet, or 4.5 meters to 9.1. So that's it. They almost literally cover your whole intestine. So any nutrition that you get, they will take care of them. This fish tank, as you see it right now, it's very busy looking. Here I have removed, not yet, but the plan was to remove most of the active fish that you see there. Here again, they were removed, and we just have those additional 2 quarantines. So the tank looks quite empty from what I'm used to. So there was a few fish this past week, as I may have said earlier. I lost 4 discus in the past week. They were for a while hiding behind the internal polishing filter that you see there, back by the intake. So there was 3-4 of them that were always in hiding. Right now, none of the discus are hiding. The smaller ones that are there, including, if you flash this to the front, I will show you, this little discus has only 1 eye. He lost it somewhere along the quarantine process. I don't know if it was by another discus, or it was just chasing, blew the eye, the upper part with any decor, I don't know. But with only one eye, he's actually a good weight and good size, and he is the smallest, one of the smallest one, that orange one, or red orange one. So what I decided to do was to separate the other tanks. I ruled out the possibility of any parasite because I have treated them. I've treated them periodically in case, and I put nothing in that tank unless it's been through a 6-week quarantine. I treat Praziquantel. I treat with metronidazole for 10 days, whether they have symptoms or not. I wait about 2 weeks or so, treat something else in the middle, and then treat them again. So anything that may have grown or come out of the larvae stage, so then I can hit them and hopefully eradicate it. So when I have seen any early signs of hexamita, I clear that fish out of the way, treat them separately, but I also treat the tank, because if it was hexamita, I don't want to take a chance. I did lose that whole tank, including 20 discus. As you saw, it was overstocked, and maybe about 2 years ago, I lost everything. I think I made a video on that, and also discussed quarantine process, and this is why I do not take a chance. Discus are expensive, as you know, and losing, like again, this week you figure each one at about $200 each. That's about $800 in fish just with the 4, and I think I lost one in the tank before I moved them out to 20s and 10 gallons, and they're on their own. So I did lose some, but they're doing okay. This is what they're looking like. So right here I have 3, I believe. Then I moved them, I separated them further. I think the one, that yellow one under the orange, or the one in the middle there, he's very thin. I don't know if you can see that well, but he's had that razor forehead look, and the eyes kind of popping out where there's this bony area. Some of these guys are healthy, but they are the smaller one, and this one here is a big one. He's very healthy. He's the one that I had in quarantine since the 2nd of March. Today is the 16th of April. So they were there for at least 6 weeks. And these blue ones, these are the 2 dominant ones that made it now back to the main tank. Below is that little red one. This is a sick green tiger barb. He was not, actually, he's one of the platinum. He was not looking too well. I was treating him there for after a day. He was swimming straight, but then he wound up having secondary fungal infection, so he did not make it. Now these other guys, you see that one there that is kind of looking up, he did not make it either. But again, it was a total of about 4, and this is my probably about 6-month-old. I was able to take a picture and count them, and there's actually 19 left of the baby discus. The larger ones, they're about a quarter size, but some of them are beginning to have colors on the fin. They're from the 2 larger San Mira that are in the 120, the red ones. Going back to the AMS, or altered mental status, on somebody that comes in. So if a fish is not acting normally, just as we could be, any changes in our behavior, we're not resting, we're having a fever, we are doing not talking the same, not thinking the same, that's a change and altered mental status. So when your fish is quiet on a corner and not being whatever their normal is for that fish, and you get to know your fish. I had a few fish, as I said, that were just hiding a lot, and this is going on for months now, right? So you have all these other fishes, all of the rose lines that you see in the front there, or some of the barbs that were there, the Colombian tetra that you see back there, and they were, by the time, although I fed them enough, and by the time the fish slowly at their pace eat and peck, there was probably not enough food to go around. And the guys who hid at the corner, when I fed live food, I would inject down to the area where they were hiding. So again, I don't know what percentage they were eating. So they gradually lost weight over time. And it's often said that when fish get that skinny, it's very difficult. You see that one, that orange one that was come there, that just passed there, that one coming in there. I think his forehead is, you can, not so, that one not so much. I think it's the other one where you can see that the forehead is very big. These other guys have thick foreheads, and that's more normal for well-fed fish. But some of the other ones did have very skinny bodies, and the parasites or hexameta, this is what usually causes hole in the head, and and other issues. The parasites, that one back there did not make it. So that darker one, I mean, his color is usually lighter, but he always had this darker color, always hiding. So basically, to wrap this up, fish is not acting normal. These guys were pretty much, most of them were moving around the tank, except those that were hiding. They were eating, but in spite of the eating, or what it seemed to be the eating, they still lost some of the weight. So as I did with the small orange one that I presented at the beginning there, I just separated the fish tank houses, just 2 or 3 of them in a tank, and just feed them, maybe overfeed them for a while until they gain some weight and gain their health. I think the transfer from the tank to the smaller tank, that they may have been weakened enough, although I started antibiotics just in case. So the combination of the thing could probably, they couldn't handle it. The ones that are remaining in the small quarantine and 20 and 10 gallon quarantine tanks and treatment tanks, they seem to be doing well. They're eating. There is one yellow checkerboard, a pigeon, yellow pigeon, that is looks very skinny. That's probably the remaining skinny one, but we'll see what happens. I will update you later, maybe some months down the line, maybe not recently, or maybe somewhere in the middle. We'll see how they're doing. That yellow one behind there did not make it either. He was also skinny, but we'll see. Out of about 20 or so, I lost maybe 5, so maybe one more coming, but I will update you. And I think that's the best thing. If you treat them for disease, quarantine your fish always. Know their behavior. If anything looks strange, early separate them and treat them. Okay, if you don't do anything, you may lose your fish anyway, so you really don't have anything to lose but your fish if you don't act early. Earlier I did not separate this guy early because I just simply did not have the space. I had some fish that were in quarantining for a long time, or just kept growing them out a little bit until I set up the past 90 gallon that I showed in a previous video. But again, thank you for watching. I hope this was not too long of a conversation, but I will update you later, and hopefully I don't lose any more. Thank you. If you have not done so, please subscribe, share, like, and press the notification bell. Thank you for your support and visiting our channel.